What is going on, Outlaws? Once again, Michael or Legacy Coach D back with another Red Dead Redemption 2 video for you. Today's going to be a huge day. There's been about 30, I have to say it has to be around 30, magazines or websites to upload previews of Red Dead Redemption 2. They don't actually have any gameplay footage, but there has been a ton of new images. I believe just around 26, maybe more coming, but I'm going to be discussing all of those today in this video. And there's also some key information I thought we'd go over. Some of the most notable details that I've found thus far, but there should be more videos coming from myself later today once I have more time to go through every single article and find all the new information that we have, because it's a ton. So I first want to start with the images. We'll get to the most notable information after that. So here in the first shot we just got the gang. It looks like they're going through a beautiful setting, scenery. You got the sunset and obviously just the flowers, just a beautiful shot. Not much else you can really say about this. Next you have Arthur Morgan. It looks like he's attacking somebody, and obviously you can see he's at like a cross point. You have Saint Denis in the distance, LaGrasse, Van Horn, Rhodes, places, just to give the player some help with trying to find their way across the world. Next we have is Javier Escuela. He looks, you don't look too happy, smoking a cigarette, and obviously he looks cold, so this may be taking place the early part of the game, which there is a blizzard. They did confirm that, so this may be of that. Next we have is Arthur Morgan overlooking some sort of ranch. He obviously has his rifle ready to go. It looks like he may be getting ready to rob or do something, so very cool shot. Next we have is Arthur moving away from it. Looks like he just a new grave that he may have had to dig up and put somebody's body in, so I don't know. There's been a couple shots with graves, so I do wonder if this means that we're gonna be, you know, digging a lot of graves in this game for the various gang members that we may be going through. Next we have is a great shot again of Arthur Morgan and Sadie Adler. Obviously I've said it before, I think they're going to be very close in this game. It seems like Sadie and Arthur have a very strong connection based on all the footage and all the images that we've seen, and it's really been them two together. Next we have is Arthur Morgan again in the saloon, which I believe was shown in the gameplay introduction. You could just see various NPCs doing all kinds of things. Obviously you have a working girl up above, then you got various people drinking, and then some people at the poker. This is the immersion I love in games like this, and it's great to see that Rockstar is giving that attention to detail that we all love from them. Not much we really can say about this. We just have a beautiful horse and Arthur Morgan riding it. Next we have is Dutch Vanderlyn. He looks like he's doing very okay. Looks like he's just laying back listening to whatever problem that somebody just brought to him. Now we have Bill Williamson, Mika Bell, and I believe that's Sadie in the distance, a little bit farther to the left, but it's great to see Bill back with a beard, because he looks very strange without a beard, as we saw in that last image, which was shown just a few days ago, but a very cool shot of Bill. Now we have Arthur Morgan and John Marston. It looks like they're battling a rival gang. It looks like it's getting very rough, you can tell. Looks like Arthur's having a little difficulty with whoever he's fighting, and then John looks like he's about to finish off whoever he's fighting. So another great action-packed shot. Next, a great shot of Arthur Morgan in the distance as he travels about. And then here we have Dutch Vanderlyn and Hosea Matthews. It looks like they're intimidating a woman, but obviously the main point of this shot is the beautiful revolver that he has, and you know, he may be putting that gun to use. This is personally one of my favorite new images, and it shows Arthur Morgan. Obviously he has the handkerchief over his mouth. Looks like it's very cold out, and it looks like he's been busy. I don't know if he's hunting or if he's, well, I mean hunting an animal or hunting a human. Following that we have Arthur Morgan. I believe that's a Browning gun? No matter what, it's a machine gun of some sort. We obviously also have Sadie Adler in the action, and then a mysterious gang member. We've seen him a few times, but we don't actually know his name. So very interesting. I don't know if that means that he could be, you know, not lasting very long in the gang or coming in later on, but it looks like they're on a train and maybe a train robbery is happening or something along those lines. And then we have Mika Bell. He's on his horse traveling. It looks like this may be part of that blizzard scene that we see in the intro, part that was also seen in the gameplay introduction trailer, and not much you really can make about this, but I just love the look of Mika Bell. And then we have Tilly Jackson and Mary Beth Gasco. It looks like they're traveling on a stagecoach, and Arthur, I think that's Arthur, they're riding it, but it looks like they may be moving the camp. That could be what's happening in this scene, kind of hard to tell. Then we have a great shot of Charles Smith. It looks like he's hunting, but he has the handkerchief over his mouth. He's obviously using that bow and arrow. Moving along, we have Arthur Morgan interacting with some NPC. I do find his weapon very interesting. I really can't tell what specific weapon that is. I've never been good with pointing that type of stuff out. Kind of looks like a flintlock pistol. You guys would probably be better to point this type of thing out. Let me know if I'm right about that, or if it's some sort of pistol, or maybe this is just a shotgun that we've seen before and I'm completely missing the mark, but I'd love to know if I'm somewhere in the right area. Next we have, it looks like Arthur Morgan and the gang traveling through a very foggy and looks like crappy area. This kind of reminds me of the Bayou Noir area that looks, well, it looks like this. Following that, it looks like we have the gang. I think they're at a gravesite. Looks like they're battling somebody. You have Mika Bell using his revolver, Arthur Morgan. I think that's a shotgun or a rifle. Can't really tell. And then there's some other gang members there as well, but you really can't tell who they are. That may be Bill Williamson based on his hat, and the person next to him, not too sure. But looks like this is an action-packed scene, and I just love the look of the guns firing. Just look at the fire that's coming from them. Following that, we get Arthur Morgan. It looks like he's just traveling down a hill, and the horse looks very improved over that first trailer, which everybody was making fun of the horse's look, but looks great. Then we get a look at the campsite once again. You have Lenny Summers, John Marston, I believe that's Sean McGuire, and then there's Pearson. He has a very interesting hat, actually, I will say that. I haven't seen him with a hat on. And then obviously he has his army pants, and then Arthur Morgan sitting right beside him. And then we next have Dutch Vanderlyn. He looks like he's acting kind of like God, but you have all the gang members right beside him, and it looks like they're getting ready for some sort of robbery, or maybe somebody's just walking upon them, maybe some Pinkerton agents. And next we actually have a robbery in progress. It looks like Arthur Morgan's running to the front of the train. A very great shot actually taken with him in mid-air, and obviously this taking place in the Ansberg mine. But next we actually have another scene of a heist or a robbery in progress, as it looks like Arthur Morgan's heading into a store, and it looks like whoever is the NPC in there is freaking out a little bit by the sight of Arthur Morgan, who does look very intimidating. Now, let's get to some of the details that I've found. One that was pointed out by a Red Dead base. I'm just going to start this off with an extremely wacky one and just show the attention to detail that Rockstar has gone. Horse testes shrink or expand dependent on location temperature. Not making that up, Rockstar actually made that a feature. That's absolutely insane, but attention to detail. But getting a little bit more serious, we have more information on the Deadeye targeting system. I'm gonna have a link in the description to all the previews. There's just so many. I took some images of some of the most notable details, as I said at the start. But the Deadeye targeting system is back from Red Dead Redemption 2 with 5 levels of lethality, from auto targeting to slowing down time to targeting individual organs. Yes, there is limb dismemberment, so I guess you could kind of have like a Fallout or Sniper Elite moment within RDR2, very cool, but Deadeye is activated by aiming with the left trigger and clicking the right stick at higher levels of Deadeye. Targeting will show the player critical points on enemies and animals, so Arthur uses fewer bullets and hits with more lethality. You can also gently squeeze the right trigger halfway to initiate a slow motion duel with an enemy. The weapons in Red Dead Redemption 2 will degrade if not looked after, which can affect firing, reloading, and recoil. The amount of use, the environment, and any modifications are also taken into consideration and will change its performance. Again, that attention to detail that we love from Rockstar Games, and no longer are weapons just invincible and you can't have unlimited weapons, so it's very great that Rockstar has gone to these lengths to make weapons even more important, and something that we actually do have to care about. And furthermore, it's also said that if you upgrade the ability, which is Deadeye, you'll also be able to see an enemy's weak points glowing in an X-ray view of their body, allowing you to go for their hearts or other kill shots. So yes, there does seem to be an X-ray feature added to the Deadeye system. Now, one question that a lot of people have been asking, this was leaked a long time ago, and it's finally been confirmed. Red Dead Redemption 2 will feature a full first-person mode at launch. Now, furthermore, we got some more details on the locations of this game. There is exactly 5 states within Red Dead Redemption 2, as we all believed: Amberino, Lemoyne, New Austin, New Hanover, West Elizabeth. Now, the interesting thing about all the previews is that, from what I've gathered, they weren't free to go everywhere. Like, I don't believe that any of them got to see the big city of St. Denis, or St. Denis, I should say, and I don't believe anybody went to New Austin. It seems like this all took place in New Hanover. Now, a lot of people have been curious about how they'll close off sections of the game, and it's actually said here, it's hidden in the mist. You will not see the entire map of Red Dead Redemption 2 in the finished game. Initially, large parts of the map are under a fog of war, which you discover only gradually. So it kind of seems to be working like most open world games. I think Horizon Zero Dawn did something like that, and Assassin's Creed. It's kind of like a common feature now, which I actually think is great, because I don't like the idea of just everything being available or us knowing where everything is right from the get-go. Now we also get some details on some of the heads-up display icons. Red Dead Redemption 2 has 5 different status values which are displayed above the minimap with round icons. More precisely, these are symbols for health, endurance, deadeye, health for the horse, stamina for the horse. Each value is divided into 2 areas, the core, the inside of the symbol, and the outer area, which is the ring display. The core indicates how fast a given value regenerates, whereas the ring indicates how much energy you have for each value. Now we also did get some more details on how outfits and clothing will work, and it looks like again Rockstar has gone to great lengths to give us customization. The general store has all manner of provisions, including an impressive number of clothing options for Arthur. The catalog on the shelf has pages devoted to apparel, and you flip through each one like it were a physical book. There are pages of hats, vests, coats, boots, pants, and more. Clothing is cosmetic, but it also protects you from elements like the cold, something that we're actually going to have to worry about in the mountains or the grizzlies. Rockstar says you can modify clothing too, so you can choose to tuck your pants into your boots or roll up your sleeves. You can also choose to wear a fedora, but no thanks. Again, looks like Rockstar's gone to great lengths for realism and immersion. Now, one of the most important parts of Red Dead Redemption was the musical score, and we finally did get some new information on that. Woody Jackson, who did the score for the previous Red Dead Redemption, is back for this game and is working with others who haven't been listed yet, who Rockstar, again, hasn't announced. They say there are 192 pieces of score. I believe Kotaku states that the music that they've heard, it was terrific, often reacting to the change in the kind of actions that they were undertaking. They said it felt dynamic, responsive, and was lovely and exciting. Now, we did get a description of the honor system in Red Dead Redemption 2. Your actions bring Arthur towards the honorable or dishonorable ends of the spectrum. You'll see various consequences in the form of other characters' reactions to Arthur and the opportunities that are available to him, so choice and consequence. If you're on the straight and narrow, law-abiding folks will be more friendly and you'll make more money from bounty hunting gigs. If you aren't, you'll find it easier to intimidate people and you'll earn more cash in robberies. The game's killshot cameras will change too. They'll be heroic or gory depending on honor. So yes, Rockstar has taken this system a step further. I do wonder if there are going to be perks or skills that are unlocked by doing this. That was the case with Red Dead Redemption, but we haven't quite gotten details on that yet. Now, the last detail that I thought we'd go over that a lot of the previews mentioned was the O'Driscoll gang, but what I specifically want to mention is that not everyone at camp is a friend. In the second mission, I meet up with Kieran, a captured member of the rival O'Driscoll gang. It's probably an Irish gang. I think we saw that within one of the early images, I believe, who seems to be having some problems remembering his past. Dutch has tied the man up, kept his rations at a minimum, and eventually threatens to geld him with a pair of tongs. That last act jogs Kieran's memory and he reveals the location of Colm O'Driscoll, the leader. So it does seem that a lot of things are going to be happening at our camp, so it's not just some place where we go sit down and eat with other gang members. But yeah guys, we have a lot more information and details to break down and go over. This is just the start. There's so much that's been released and it's going to take some time to go through it all and break it down, so make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Let me know your thoughts on the new images and some of the new information that we went over here. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value. Also make sure to follow me on my social media accounts like Twitter for the fastest updates. And remember, Outlaws for life.